Okay, so we're here at the end of runway 26 at Ireland West Airport, also known as Connacht Airport, or Knock Airport to the locals, overlooking Navan Mountain there, the centre, and the top of Patrick over towards Westport. What we're going to do today is we're going to take a flight out of here, out of Knock, down towards Charlestown, in towards Balladrine, N5, around Lough Gara and Monastraden, the I grew up in, and back here to Ireland West Airport in Taog Hangars Alouette in the Irish Corp colours. And we may do the same in his other two helicopters, the Llama and Huey. Yes, I know, I bought all three of them, and that's because I'm eagerly waiting for OH6A to come out. I think next Thursday, the 10th of July. Probably be the 11th of July here in Australia, but then we'll have all four helicopters at Taog Hangars, which I absolutely love. The helicopters he develops are absolutely brilliant. And good on the screen, even better in VR. So let's get down to the helicopter here. Parked probably where I don't think there's any helicopter pad here. What we'll do is we'll head out towards the runway and straight in front of us there. Try and head on towards it. See, I'm no expert in helicopters, I just enjoy flying them the same. And see how gracefully we can get out to the runway without killing ourselves. I know that this helicopter is a bit twitchy at the best of times, but head out to the and take a left, head up 08 towards the beginning of runway 26, head out that way down towards Charlestown. So let's get it in the air, attempt to get it in the air. Think lightly off the ground. Now she's a bit twitchy and she's off straight away. Helicopter doesn't like it, and we're off sideways. Brilliant. I like hanging about. Actually, before I do that, I need to land here at the entrance into 26. Oh, that's and let's start our recording. Record this. Okay. Head off to the side. We'll head off. I'm not going to do any ATC because I'm not used to doing it yet, but head off. Actually, take a look. Don't see any Ryanair coming in. Head off. Try and what? Great. Yeah, this loves going to the left and the right. Ooh. Okay. Well, we'll head off across the grass. Head out here, out over the inner runway 26. Maybe if I try and trim it up a bit. Head down here, follow the road down to Charlestown. It will fly morning here in the west of Ireland, or the Midwest. Try and keep it straight. I'll try and put a map at the bottom left hand corner and show you where we are in respect to Ireland. Heading down, following the N83 down towards Charlestown. Join up at the N5 here. Couple of minutes. This is a beautiful part of Ireland. West, Midwest. Should bring us down onto the roundabout, which a quick right around Charlestown. There's the road on to or crossing the N5. Continues on to Dublin. And here is Charlestown. Quick trip over Charlestown before we go back onto the N5. Not a massive town, but big enough. Nice little town, Charlestown. We'll head back out here towards N5 again. Have I completely lost myself now, have I? It's Charlestown. All of the N5 here. Been quite a few years since I've driven on this N5. Heading on, this is the main road. The main road up out of the west up to Dublin. And while I'm flying here, try and see, can I zoom in on the map, show you where we are. helicopter Taog hangars. I'll put a link in the description below where you can buy it if you're interested in it. It's out for a good few years now, but this is an absolutely beautiful helicopter. An oldish helicopter. The Irish Air Corps used to use it way back in the 80s anyways. Not sure whether they used it in the 90s. I think it was based in Dublin out of Baldonnel, I think. Don't quote me on that. I know that Tom Murphy flew it. More familiar with it than I am. Follow the N5 here towards Balladreen. As I say, I'm pretty familiar with this area. I grew up here first half of my life. Born here, west of Ireland, grew up. Not sure, haven't flown over Balladreen, whether we can see where I went to high school or not. I don't think the sim has. I know they have improved all the roads here, done a bypass and everything. Are we following bypass? Following the old? We could be following the old road actually. That's the bypass here to the left, to the right, the other left. We're actually coming out the wrong road. We're not on the N5. We're on the other. We're on the old road. Okay, so this is the new N5. Excuse me, I had you on the wrong road. I actually was on the older road before they upgraded everything here. Take the old road. We will leave the N5 and take the old road into Balladreen. Well, that continues on left there. There's a bypass in the old road into Balladreen. Balla, as we called it. I see new wind turbines there that I can't remember. Maybe they were there. It's good years I lived around here. That would have changed. This would have been what they call the Charlestown Road into Balladreen. Should bring us into the center of the town. As we come in towards the town here, we should have where I went to high school or secondary school way back in the 90s. Looks pretty much have pretty much the way I remember it. the local store, an NCF store here. In street there. There's the cathedral. There is where I went to school. High school, St. Nathan's College. Good to see it in the same. That's where I went to high school. Pretty much we've got only one main street really in the town here, which is, we're looking down on it there. Right at the top of that street is the Garda station, overlooking the whole town. Right there, Garda station. Come around here again. That's pretty much Balladreen. One main street. It's up on the square there, which goes off to N5, continues on up to Dublin this way. We circle back in towards town again. Instead of going that way, let's take in towards the square. We'll take a right out here towards the cathedral. Oh. We're going backwards. So there's Balladreen Square. There's the cathedral. Head out this road here. I know all too well. Out towards where I grew up. This is heading out towards Monastraden. This will pass over the N5 again. Actually, the road was the road out of Balladreen to connect up. So, passing over the N5 now. New bypass. That's the road to Dublin. Road back to the west. Head out this road here. A good few years since I headed out this road. Next up we'll come to what they call Edmondstown. Not really a town, it's just really a crossroads. Out here. Nice spot, Edmondstown. Could be an up in Edmondstown here. Edmondstown. I'm not sure who Edmund was. Head over here. Of course, not in this sim. We have McDermott 8 here on this corner. I actually should have a stone fort here. I don't think they have it. No, wouldn't think they have. There's the McDermott estate. Head on over towards Mount Straden, Lough Gara. Good. Go. This is circle around here. Is the monastery of St. Aidan. This is now the local graveyard. Mount Straden gets its name from. So as you can see, it's in a circular monastery type. So Monastery St. Aidan, and thus monastery in the name. Head in towards the village. It is just a little village. Here we go, beginnings of monastery. Not local pub there. Taog's pub on the corner. It's cool. That's a dad's pub. Couple of new houses that were built. I'd say not long ago, it's probably 20 years ago now. Back in the helicopter, you idiot. Yeah. Okay. This helicopter does not like to go. Whoa. Auto rotate, auto rotate. Oh, we're down. We're down. In the trees. Oh, for the love of God. Too much touristy things. I've lost my bearings completely. Oh. Stop twisting around. Okay. Drain it up. So that's the dad's pub. Then we have, there's not much more in the village, only the church here. Local school where I went to national school. Now, of course, I'm not going to show you exactly where I lived, but it's around here. We're on what they call the Shroof Road. What we'll do is we'll take a spin in the village here. Again, the church, pretty much monastery. Take a left in what they call the Bog Road, and you'll see why it's called the Bog Road in a minute. Take a left in here by the pub. We'll head in the Bog Road. As I said, you'll see in a couple of minutes why it's called the Bog Road. This helicopter is a bit of a handful sometimes. You don't look after it. Come down here. I don't know, is the old railway here? Used to be right about here. Yeah. Take it. Steam railway used to run here. Way back. Okay. Yeah, okay. Ooh, it doesn't like it. Auto rotation, man. Not a helicopter to be thrown around. So we'll head in over the old steam railway that used to be there. And I'll head down here. Take a right. There's Lough Gara, middle Lough Gara, left hand side. Take a bit of a detour here into the right. Show you why this is called the Bog Road. This is called the Bog Road because in here, all of this road, in here, right in front of you, is what we used to put our local, we call the bog, put our local turf on it to burn in the fire. So this is on a straight bog. There you go. That is what later converted into peat that you put on your gardens and everything. This is where we export a lot of peat. We would have cut the moss peat out of the ground and dried it out, a couple of cars there, and then used it on our fires. Or Europe decided that you can't cut moss peat anymore, you can't cut turf anymore to burn on the fire because it's not eco-friendly. So unfortunately we couldn't continue. We had to change to what's called briquettes or whatever they call them. Pretty much moss peat done on a mass thing, but they wouldn't let us do it ourselves. Straight and bog. Then we're on to middle Lough Gara here. Lough Gara is made up of 3 separate lakes all joined together by the river. Those upper Lough Gara, middle, we're on middle Lough Gara here. Upper Lough Gara and lower Lough Gara. Really beautiful area around here. Head down here over middle Lough Gara, down into lower Lough Gara. Did come across Clooncunny Bridge. I spent many a year fishing. Many a summer's evening fishing down here on this lake. Pretty much trout and pike, and we fished eels as well later on. We actually exported them out to France. We would have netted a lot of this to catch the eels, freshwater eels, but mainly pike fishing. What's pike? Fish that pretty much eats everything. Anything that's living in the water is going to eat it. I can remember follow the river down. That's the river that joins the middle lake with the upper lake. Comes down here, and many of the summer's evening sitting on this riverbank fishing. This comes down to Lough Bridge here. Don't know whether it's modelled in or not. Maybe. Yeah, here's Lough Bridge. What have we got? Oh, we've got rocks. Oh god. Don't go down too close. Lough Bridge. Okay, out onto the middle lake. I want to spin around here for a second. The middle Lough Gara. Don't think they have it. No. So, what Lough Gara is probably most famous for is what they call Crannogs. The Crannog it's from the Stone Age, where people used to live on little islands out in the lake to keep them protect themselves. So I'm not sure whether there's any of them that we can see here. So there would have been hundreds of what they call Crannogs. If you look them up on the internet, I might put a link in the description below what a Crannog is, so that you can see. And I might put a link up on the video if I can find any video about Crannogs. I'm not sure, but Lough Gara was, I think there was hundreds of Crannogs on here, and they're just a little island. All you can see nowadays is like stones built up with a tree maybe on it. And find it down here. Any of them modelled in. Which is a pity. Because we had a Swedish archaeologist who is now the head of archaeology in Stockholm, Christina. She came here and spent many summer actually. I can figure out where I'm looking at. The should be a Crannog here. I don't think it's modelled in though. Oh. Anything, it would be like a little island like that. Don't auto-rotate it again. We fly here over where our boat where we used to come to swim during the summertime. Could be a Crannog actually. Oh, it's not modelled in. Here, right here. See them unfortunately. Might be something maybe I might get kind of model in Crannogs. But yeah, so head down towards the lower lake. So Lough Gara is famous for the Crannogs, little islands from the Stone Age that people would have lived on to protect themselves from the wildlife. So it would have been like this. What have we got down there? Let's have a look down here. I don't auto-rotate myself down into the ground. Got a boat, have we? Whoop. Oh my god, man. Tell you, this helicopter. Got some sort of a boat or something. Have we? Oh, what do we got? What's running across the lake? Oh my god, man. What is that? What have we found? We found the weirdest thing. I can stabilize this helicopter long enough. Where is it? There it is. What is that? I've never seen anything like that. Okay. Gotta get down low enough to see. What is that in the sim? Can we get in close enough? Is it a tiger? Is it? Oh. I needed to be in VR to get this. That's the weirdest thing ever. I don't think it's going to disappear, so we'll see when we get it. Idiot around and in a circle. Funny. What is that on the lake? I need a better helicopter. This one is not, does not like, no. We'll ditch it in the water if we're not careful. That's... Okay, whatever it is. It's some sort of a cow or something. Yeah. When I get low enough, I'll have to cut this because I'm being round and round in circles. Ah, come on. That's the one thing with this helicopter, it does not like. Now, can we see what it is? Slow movements in the helicopter. I don't know. Anyways, we'll continue on. This helicopter's not the best one to actually. So we'll continue on down here towards the lower lake. So Crannog would have been something like that there. Just out from the shoreline. Far enough out so the animals couldn't get to it. Rocky enough for people to live on. Got a boat down here, have we? Yep. Cool. This is the lower Lough Gara, sorry. In a boil near us. But just from here, up here. Again, I'm not sure whether it's modelled in the sim or not. We follow, we call the Boyle Road. Come on to the what they call the old Boyle Road, Boyle to Gurteen Road here. Take a left here, follow the Gurteen Road. We come across another hidden treasure here. We'll take a right here up the old Hangar Road, up past the sand dunes, Oh, we've got cows here. We've got cows. Oh, okay. There is cows in the sim. Can we get down and have a look at these? These horses are cows. A lot easier than over the water. We had. Okay, they're gonna run. Run, cow, run. They're horses, aren't they? And that one's gone up the side. Onto the road. And on the other side. I'm not sure, okay. That's a horse anyways, so. Continue up the town of Brack Road here without scaring the cows. I think it's a cow. Head up the town of Brack Road here. Up over the trees. You come to, if it's here or not, I'm not sure. No, it's not here. Maybe the outline of it, yeah, the outline of it is here. This is Moygara Castle. This is a stone castle here. And you can see the outline of it. Unfortunately, it's not modelled into the sim. See if I can find a picture to put up on the screen to show you what it should look like. And unfortunately, just the outline, but it's an actual real stone castle here. If I find a picture of it, I'll put it up on the screen to show you what it looks like in real life. That's a pity. We'll continue on up out onto the town of Brack Road. On up. As I say, I know this place well, very well. It's where I was born and grew up. West of Ireland. This continues back up over the hill here. And we're back down into Monastraden, got Lough Gara there to your left. That's all of Lough Gara. Head back down here and towards Monastraden village. Monastery and village on the shores of Lough Gara. Church there. What we'll do is we'll head back towards Edmondstown here on the Balladrine Road, past the monastery and the graveyard. The lake is there. Take a right here at Edmondstown. Head up and do a bit of a quick flight over the wind turbines. Go up here. Should have, yep, wind turbines right in front of us. As you can see, it's a beautiful part of the country out here, and is greener even what's looking on the sim. And everybody says, why is Ireland so green? Because it never stops raining. That's why it's so green. We get a lot of rain. Although over the last few years I think the summers have gotten really warmer. So here we are, the wind turbines that were installed a couple of years before I left for Australia. Pretty quiet today, there's not much happening here. Turning a little bit put here because there's a crap load of wind comes up on this hill. The sim just planted them in, you can see. We don't dump it where the real ones are. Sim has put them in. That is where I grew up before I moved to Australia. Head back towards Balladrine here again. Head back towards the I call it the Charlestown Road. Land back at Knock. That's been a good bit of a flight. Down memory lane. Back to the N5. If I can find it. To my left, I'm right. Beautiful, beautiful part of the country. There we go, we picked it up. Follow the N5 back towards Charlestown. Actually, skip it and head towards Ireland West Airport. So you can imagine the Ryanair pilots coming in here in the 80s, back when the airport was built. Coming in here, and actually there's a lot of stories where the pilots had never flown in here before, and they were a bit bemused as to where is this airport they're supposed to land at, in the middle of nowhere. So they came across here and they see just countryside everywhere. And no sign of an airport. You can imagine most of them, as they approached runway 26 here, questioning themselves as to what are we doing out here, or what are we going to land on? Because as you can see, right up here, you're not seeing much sign of an airport, are you? You're seeing countryside, and more countryside. A lot of mountains over there. Patrick right over there in the center beside the wiper, and Neffin Mountain. We have Orion. I thought I could hear. As you come in here, you're still wondering, where is this airport you're talking about? We're pretty low, I suppose. Planes might come in a bit higher, but at this stage you question yourself, airport? Do you see an airport? Do you see an airport? And this is on a clear day, so you can imagine a day here when the weather is shockingly bad, low level. Now, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see the airport? Just about now. That's why Monsignor Horn, before he passed away, had an idea to put an airport here in the middle of nowhere, on the top of a hill in the middle of a bog. And I'll keep saying that. He took the top off the hill, and it's surrounded by bog as well. And finally, you come out of the mist and finally see, there's the runway. And not only that, but it's actually, and I'm not sure whether this is true or not, from, I think Shannon has the longest. This was back in the 80s one of the longest runways in Ireland, and it was rumoured, say it's only a rumour, and we can bring it down here. It was rumoured that CIA and American military financed some of this as a backup runway when they come across the Atlantic, because it's really the first one you meet when you come across the Atlantic. We'll come in. Oh, not too close, not too quick. This is pretty much the first runway you run into. Nowadays I think it's Shannon they use if there's an emergency, but back in the 80s it was rumoured that NATO and CIA, I can't confirm it, financed some of this runway because it was actually a good place for them to land if they needed. The Americans needed an emergency landing. American Air Force. Put it down here where we started off. Try and turn it. Now let's say this is a beautiful helicopter. It'll bite you. Ooh, okay. Don't be wrong, it'll bite you. You've seen a couple of times. If you don't look after what you're doing, you're gonna auto rotate all over the place. But that was a fun trip down memory lane when I was born and grew up. And we will pause this now. Save it. So that was a trip out from Ireland West in the Alouette. And I actually turned Alouette off. Possibly not. Out of the cover. Nope. I'm not sure where we're supposed to be turning things off. Hit a trim. No. Hit the brake or you'll break everything. Booster pump off maybe? Out. Oh. No pitch trim. Oh. You can see I am not. We cut the fuel flow. Oh, that's going to bring us up. Fuel valve off maybe. And there we go. What is that? Oh, something for dummies. An actual book that I should probably read. How to fly helicopters for dummies. Yep, I do need that. Fuel flow is not okay. Start selectors off. Wheel centering. And she was powering down. And that was a cool flight. Back into history for me. And we've got 9 FPS on a 3080. I wonder what this 7900 is going to be like. As that powers down, look here on the overheads. Cabin heat. Battery on. Alternator off. Battery off. Everything off, I guess. Wipers are off. I don't know. That lights are on. Lights are still on. And floodlights. Cover. Off. Panel lights off. The actual fuses all work as well. I'm really late to this helicopter because it's been out for the last 2 years. Brilliant. They all work. Headphones. Okay. The headphones back. Yeah. We open the back door. And oh, I thought there'd be a click point to open that door somewhere, no? Maybe that door doesn't open. Side. Okay. Open the other door. 2 doors open. And jump out and have a quick look around us. And pull the brake. Oh, that sounds good. Have a quick look at it. There, he's tired inside. They were at Ireland West. What a beautiful helicopter. The Irish Corps livery on it. Bit of a handful, as you've seen, when I'm trying to do the touristy thing of looking around. And we open, we can't. I'm surprised we can't open the doors. Get in. Get out of it. Guys, no click point on that door anywhere. Oh, there is. There it is. I was thinking. Yeah, there's the click point on it. There it is. I was thinking. So beautiful helicopter. Brilliant job as always with Taog hangars, helicopters. Love his helicopters. Can't wait for the OH-6A Caillou. Caillou to pronounce it. On the 10th of July. That is going to be absolutely total fun. If you don't know what it is, I'll put a link in the description below. Interest in helicopters, I'm sure you've heard about it already. Happen to go over to Taog Hangars website and have a look. And I think that is probably long enough. 82 FPS on medium settings. Happy with that. We'll leave it at that. Anyways, from here, jump out. Oh, we won't jump out. Jump back in to jump out. Here at Ireland West. What's that? I don't know. Tick ticks. But here at Ireland West Airport. Again, I'll put the descriptions in the link, or the link. Descriptions in the link. The links in the description below for Ireland West Airport. Anybody that anything to do with Ireland or the west of Ireland, the airport, you see, I'll put a link to, hopefully in here, I'll put a link to the review I done on it as well. But beautiful part of Midwest of Ireland. Ireland West Airport. Description is airport on top of a hill in the middle of a bog. And there's Lough Gara distance. Up into space, west of Ireland. Ooh, we're upside down. God, Alan.